woman in the window. You stand in the darkness of your apartment, the rain pounding against the windows like the distant echo of a warning. The city outside seems oblivious to the tension that's building in your chest, but you feel it, the creeping dread, the sense that something is wrong. The light from the street lamp flickers, casting long, jagged shadows across the floor. The only sound is the occasional rumble of thunder, a reminder of the storm outside. But inside, it's silent, too silent, as if the world is holding its breath, waiting. Then you see her, for the briefest moment, a figure in the window across the street, her silhouette framed by the glow of a flickering light. Her face is obscured, but you can tell she's watching you, her eyes locked on yours. You don't know how long you've been staring at her. Seconds, minutes. The time slips away, and all that remains is the cold feeling creeping up your spine, the gnawing sense of being watched. It's her silence that gets to you. It speaks louder than any words could. You turn away from the window, your heart racing. Is she waiting for something, or is she waiting for you? You reach for your phone, fingers trembling. The screen lights up, and there it is, her name, the woman you've been trying to forget, the one whose silence speaks louder than any confession. You haven't seen her in years, but the message is clear. She's back. The confession you didn't hear. The phone buzzes in your hand, its vibration almost too sharp in the stillness of the room. You stare at the screen, your thumb hovering over the green button, but you can't bring yourself to answer. The fear creeps up your spine, a gnawing sensation that makes your breath catch in your throat. What if it's her? You've spent years trying to forget, trying to bury the night she vanished, the night everything changed. But now, it feels like she's crawling back from the dark corners of your mind, forcing her way into your life once more. The phone buzzes again, a text message. The same name flashes on the screen, but this time, it's different. A message. I know you're scared. You should be. You didn't hear it, but you were there. You know what I mean. Your stomach turns, your mind racing as you try to piece together the cryptic words. You didn't hear it. You've been replaying that night in your mind for years, trying to make sense of the silence, the things you should have heard, the confession that never came. You place the phone down, the trembling in your fingers refusing to stop. She's been gone for so long, and now she's back. But you can't shake the feeling that the truth has always been with you. You just couldn't hear it. I know what I did. You whisper to yourself, but even you aren't sure if you can believe it. Your reflection in the window catches your eye. You see yourself standing there, waiting for something, for someone. But the longer you stare, the more you feel the walls closing in around you. There was no confession, no justice, just silence. And yet, her absence has always felt like a confession in itself. You turn toward the door, your heart pounding in your chest. Something is about to happen. You can feel it in the air, thick and electric. It's the kind of silence that holds a scream inside it, the kind that doesn't end with words. The knock at the door shatters the stillness. The door opens. The knock is soft at first, almost tentative, but it cuts through the silence like a blade. Your heart skips a beat. You weren't expecting anyone. You glance over at the clock. It's well past midnight. The storm outside is relentless, battering the windows like a constant reminder that the world is closing in. You freeze, fingers hovering over the door handle. You know who it is before you even open it. It's her, the woman in the window, the silence, the text message. It all leads to this moment, and in your gut, you feel it. This is the moment everything changes. Your hand trembles as you turn the handle and pull the door open. She's standing there, framed by the dim light in the hallway, her figure barely visible in the shadows. The faint outline of her silhouette matches the one you saw earlier in the window across the street. It's her, but it's not. She's older, her hair pulled back tightly, her face harder, but her eyes, the same eyes, are locked on yours. For a moment, neither of you speaks. The world outside seems to disappear, leaving just the two of you, suspended in the moment. The rain pounds against the walls, a low hum filling the room, but all you can hear is the pounding of your own heart. You came, you say, though it feels like an accusation. Her lips curl into a faint smile, but it doesn't reach her eyes. I told you I would. I told you I. Her voice is low, barely a whisper, but the weight of it fills the room. I've been waiting for you to remember. You swallow hard, the lump in your throat growing. You want to ask her everything. Why now? Why, after all these years? What do you want from me? But you know the answer. She's been waiting for you to ask the one question you haven't dared to. Do you remember what happened, she asks, stepping inside, her presence filling the space. Her words hit you like a punch. What happened? You want to look away, to deny it, but deep down, you already know. The truth has always been just beneath the surface, and now it's rising up like a flood. You step back, unable to take your eyes off her. You were gone. You just disappeared. No one knew where you went. And the confession, it was never there. She interrupts you, her voice cold. You never heard the confession. Did you? You freeze. It's like she's reading your mind, pulling the very thoughts you've buried deep inside. She knows. She always knew. No, you whisper. But I've always wondered, why didn't you confess? She takes a slow, deliberate step forward, her eyes never leaving yours. I never had to. The words hang in the air between you like smoke, thick and choking. What do you mean, you ask, your voice breaking? You already knew. Her words are soft, but they hit you harder than anything. You knew the truth long before I disappeared. You just couldn't face it. You stumble backward, your chest tightening, your breath coming in ragged gasps. The world feels like it's closing in on you, the walls pressing in, the air thick with the weight of her words. She's right. You've always known. But how could you have known? How could you have lived with this? Her silence spoke louder than any confession could. And now, you have to face the consequences. I never wanted to hurt you, she continues, her voice softer now, almost sad. But you couldn't hear the truth. Not until now. You take a step back, feeling the panic rising in your chest. The room is spinning, and for the first time, you feel the weight of everything pressing on you. The guilt, the regret, the truth. You try to speak, but your voice falters. You can't breathe. The confession that never came is now crashing down around you, suffocating you, and you realize you've been living with this lie for far too long. The truth wasn't just something she held back. It was something you never wanted to face. I didn't do it, you whisper, but even as the words leave your lips, you know they aren't true. You were always part of it. Her eyes soften, and for the briefest moment, you think you see regret there. You didn't hear it because you weren't supposed to. But now you have to live with it. She steps closer, her presence filling the room. The air is thick with the unspoken truth, and you can feel it like a heavy weight on your chest. There's no escaping it. The confession was always there, buried beneath the silence. And now, you have no choice but to face it. The truth doesn't come with relief. It doesn't come with redemption. It comes with a price. And now, That price is yours to pay. She turns to leave, and you don't stop her. You know she's right. You've always known. The door closes behind her with a soft click, and the silence returns. But it's not the same. The weight of it is different now. The truth is no longer buried in the past. It's here with you, and there's no turning back. The broken promise. The silence lingers long after the door shuts, hanging in the air like smoke from a fire that's been burning for too long. You stand motionless, feeling the weight of everything that's been revealed pressing down on you. The rain outside has stopped, but the tension inside the room hasn't eased. It's like the world outside is still waiting for you to make your next move only. You're not sure what that is anymore. You run your fingers through your hair, trying to ground yourself, to make sense of the words she left behind. You already knew the truth. How could you have known? You've spent so many years running from the past, pretending it wasn't there, that you could escape it. But she was right. You knew all along. You just refused to face it. You glance around the room, your eyes falling on the photograph of her, the one you've kept hidden for so long. It's not the first time you've seen it, but tonight it feels different. The edges are worn, the colors fading, but the eyes in the photo are the same. Those same eyes that stared at you from the window, watching you. You can feel your pulse quicken as you step toward the photo, reaching for it with trembling fingers. The image seems to shift before your eyes, the light from the street lamp outside catching it just right, casting a shadow across her face. You turn it over, your heart pounding, knowing what you'll find before you even see it. The back of the photo is scribbled with words, a message that's haunted you for years, a message you never wanted to read. I'm sorry. I never meant for it to happen this way. But you need to know the truth. Your throat tightens as you try to swallow the lump that's lodged there. The truth. It's always been there, right in front of you, but you've been too afraid to see it. The photo slips from your fingers, falling to the floor with a soft thud. You bend down to pick it up, but when you do, something catches your eye. A key. It's tucked underneath the photo, hidden from view. You've never seen it before, and yet it feels familiar. Your fingers curl around the cold metal, and for a moment, you wonder if it's something you've been looking for all along. The key to what, though? What does it unlock? You stare at it, turning it over in your hand. It's small, unremarkable, and yet it holds more weight than anything else in the room right now. You can't explain it, but you know this is what you've been missing. This is the key that will unlock everything. But to what? The question burns in your mind, but you don't have an answer. You know that whatever it is, it's something you've been running from for too long. You've been hiding from the truth, from the consequences of your actions, and now it's finally catching up with you. You move toward the door, your hand gripping the key tightly. The rain has stopped, but the weight of everything still hangs in the air, thick and suffocating. You know what you have to do. You've always known, but that doesn't make it any easier. As you step out into the hallway, you hear a faint sound behind you, a creak, a whisper of movement. You turn, but there's nothing, only the silence. It's like the house is holding its breath, waiting for you to make your next move. You open the door to the stairwell, the darkness of the building pressing in on you like a weight you can't escape. The key in your hand seems to pulse with an almost eerie energy, guiding you, pulling you deeper into the unknown. You can feel it, the pull toward the truth. It's a force you can't resist, no matter how much you try. You've been avoiding it, running from it, but now you know there's no way out. You have to face it. You take the first step down the stairs, your footsteps echoing in the narrow hall. The key feels heavy in your hand, but it's the only thing that matters now. The silence around you is deafening, but you know it won't last. The truth has always been just beyond your reach, but tonight, it's finally within your grasp. And as you move forward, the weight of the past pressing against you, you know there's no turning back. The door at the bottom of the stairs stands in front of you, locked, waiting. You reach for the key, feeling its cold surface against your palm, and for the first time, you feel something close to clarity. This is where it ends. You slip the key into the lock, and the door opens. The room of secrets. The door creaks open slowly, the sound reverberating in the stillness, like an old house breathing for the first time in years. The air on the other side feels cooler, damp even, but there's something more to it, an odd stillness, as though the room itself is holding its breath, waiting for you to step inside. Your fingers grip the key tighter, your heartbeat quickening as you cross the threshold. The floorboards creak under your weight, echoing through the darkened hallway. The scent of dust and something metallic, almost like old paper, fills the air. You don't know why, but you already feel that this room holds the answers you've been searching for. You take another step inside, your eyes adjusting to the dim light filtering through the cracks in the walls. The room is small, barely more than a closet. The walls are lined with old bookshelves, filled with yellowed pages, thick binders, and boxes stacked on top of each other. But it's the corner of the room that catches your eye there. Against the far wall, you see a small desk. It's almost buried under stacks of papers and files, but something about it calls to you. You take a few tentative steps toward it, your breath catching as you move closer. The desk is worn, the wood scratched and chipped, but it holds a strange, quiet authority. There's something underneath the clutter, something important. You move the papers aside slowly, your fingers brushing against the dust-covered surface. And then you see it, a small black notebook, tucked underneath the piles of forgotten files. You pick it up, feeling the weight of it in your hands. It's thicker than you expected, the leather cover smooth but worn with age. You open it carefully, almost reverently, and your heart stops. It's filled with handwriting, your handwriting. The first page reads, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean for any of this to happen, but I couldn't stop. I had to finish it. The lie I've been living is too big to bury any longer." You gasp, your chest tightening. The words are familiar, but it's the feeling that floods your mind. This isn't a confession for a crime you didn't commit. No, this confession is for something far worse, something you've buried, something you've pushed so far down that you've forgotten it was ever there. The notebook feels heavier with each page you turn. More confessions, more secrets, more of your life, written in ink you can't deny. The silence is the loudest lie I tell. No one can know what really happened. Not until I finish this. Not until I've erased the past. You freeze, the words slamming into you like a freight train. The cold, suffocating truth begins to sink in. You remember the night she disappeared, the silence that followed it, but what you didn't know was that you were the one who erased her. The confession you never heard wasn't for a crime someone else committed. It was for something you did. You were the one who silenced her. You were the one who killed her. The realization hits you like a punch to the gut, and you drop the notebook onto the desk, your hands shaking uncontrollably. Your chest feels tight, as though the air is being squeezed out of your lungs. You didn't want to believe it. You didn't want to face it, but it's there. Staring at you from the pages, you are the murderer. The woman in the window, the silence she left behind. It was all a lie you built to protect yourself. A lie you told yourself to avoid facing the truth. The truth was too ugly to confront. And now, you're left standing in the room where it all started. Your fingers tremble as you reach for the next page. But before you can turn it, a noise from behind you cuts through the air like a scream. Footsteps. You turn around, your heart leaping into your throat. But there's no one there. The door is still open, but it's not the empty hallway that you expected. Someone is standing there, watching you. The faint outline of a figure barely visible in the darkness. You found it, the voice says, low and smooth, like a whisper in the wind. But you knew what you'd find. Didn't you? You can't speak. You can't move. The air feels thick with fear. And you know, without a doubt, who the figure is. The voice, it's hers. But it's impossible. She's been gone for so long. You stagger backward, the world spinning around you as the figure steps into the light. It's her. She's here. I thought you might come, she says. Her voice a soft, mocking melody that makes your skin crawl. I thought you might finally remember, but you never could. Could you? That's the hardest part, isn't it? Facing what you did. Your breath catches in your throat. She steps closer, her face now illuminated by the soft light from the hallway. Her eyes gleam, cold and knowing, like she's been watching you from the shadows all this time. I knew you'd find the truth eventually, but I didn't think it would be so hard for you to admit. You always wanted to forget, but the past, it never lets go. You want to scream, to deny everything, but the words catch in your throat. You can't escape. You can't outrun what you've done. You were never supposed to remember, she says. Her voice now a low whisper, filled with a strange sadness. But now you have, and there's no going back. The silence that follows is deafening. The weight of the past presses in on you, and for the first time, you feel the full burden of the lie you've been living. The echo of her voice. You stand frozen, the cold air pressing against your skin as you struggle to breathe, your heart racing. The woman, she's here. Her presence fills the room, heavy and suffocating. The figure in the doorway, her silhouette standing as a ghost from the past, mocks you with her calm. She steps further into the room, her footsteps measured, deliberate, and with each step, the weight of everything you've tried to forget comes crashing down on you. Her eyes, dark and unwavering, lock onto yours, and in them you see everything. The pain, the betrayal, the anger. You don't remember, do you? She says softly, her voice low, like the echo of a nightmare you've tried to escape. You've spent all these years running from the truth, pretending it wasn't you, but it was always you. Her words cut through the haze of confusion in your mind, and you finally manage to speak, though your voice trembles. I didn't mean to, you whisper, the words barely leaving your mouth. She raises an eyebrow, a smile playing on her lips, but it's not kind, it's bitter. You didn't mean to, she repeats. That's the excuse you've been hiding behind all this time. You didn't mean to. You recoil, as though her words are a physical blow. What do you want from me? You ask, your voice cracking. She takes another step closer, the space between you narrowing, and for the first time, you notice the quiet desperation in her eyes. It's not anger, you see. Not entirely. It's something else. Something deeper. Something that makes your heart tighten with guilt. I want you to remember, she says, her voice almost gentle now. I want you to face what you've done. The weight of her words settles over you like a thick blanket, suffocating you. You close your eyes, trying to block out the image of her. But it doesn't work. You do remember. You remember the lies, the silence, the way she disappeared without a trace, leaving behind only an emptiness that you've never been able to fill. But the truth is clearer now, like the fog lifting from a long, dark night. You didn't just lose her. You killed her not physically, but in every other way. I didn't kill you, you say, your voice shaking, barely a whisper. I didn't mean to. I swear. She steps closer again, and you feel the breath leave your lungs, the air too thin. She stands right in front of you now, and her gaze doesn't waver. There's no pity in her eyes, only the quiet understanding of someone who's lived through something far worse than you can imagine. You didn't kill me. No, she says softly, her lips almost brushing your ear. But you killed everything else. You killed our story. You killed the person you used to be. Her words strike you like a punch to the gut. And for a moment, you can't breathe. Killed our story. The thought echoes in your mind. And suddenly, it's as if the world around you shifts. You see flashes of moments you tried to forget, like broken pieces of a puzzle that didn't fit. You see her smile, you hear her laugh, you feel the warmth of her touch before it was all ripped away. The truth you've been running from hits you with the force of 1,000 blows. You killed her by walking away. You killed her by ignoring the signs. You killed her by pretending you could outrun the consequences of your own actions. I never meant for any of this, you choke out, the words falling from your lips as if they have no weight anymore. I was trying to protect myself. Her eyes soften, just for a moment, and you see a flicker of something that makes your heart ache regret. It's not for you, it's for her. You should have protected us, she says quietly, almost sadly. You should have protected the truth. Her words cut through you. But before you can respond, she turns away. You don't know how long you stand there, staring at her retreating figure, but it feels like an eternity. You can hear the steady rhythm of your heartbeat, the only sound in the room, pulsing through your chest. You don't know what you expected from this moment. A confession, an apology, a final reconciliation. You don't know. What you do know is that it's too late for any of those things. The woman you thought you knew is gone. The silence she left behind has become something far worse, the weight of a truth that's too heavy to carry. You hear her footsteps as she walks away, and for the first time, you don't chase after her. You stand there, paralyzed by the weight of her absence, of what she's left behind. The door clicks shut behind her with a soft finality, and the silence that follows is almost unbearable. But the silence isn't empty. It's full of everything you've never been able to say, everything you've tried to forget. You sink to your knees, the key still clutched tightly in your hand. Your fingers tighten around it, as if it's the only thing anchoring you to the ground. But even the key feels like a lie now. The door is closed, and with it, the chapter of your life that you tried so desperately to forget has slammed shut. But it's not over. It never was. It was always going to come back to this. And now, there's nowhere left to run. The return of the truth. You sit on the cold floor, your fingers still clutching the key. The weight of it now, a reminder of everything that's gone wrong. Your eyes are locked on the door where she left, but the room feels empty. The silence lingers, thick and suffocating. And in the stillness, the truth echoes louder than it ever has before. The woman you thought you could escape is gone, but her presence is everywhere, filling the room, haunting you, suffocating you. Every corner seems to whisper her name. Every shadow feels like a memory of the person you used to know, the person you let slip away. You didn't mean for it to happen, but it did. You close your eyes, trying to block out the relentless pull of the past. But the more you try to shut it out, the louder it becomes. You can't escape it. The truth is a chain, wrapped tightly around your chest, and the more you struggle, the tighter it pulls. You don't want to remember. You don't want to face what you've done, what you've left behind. But the truth is like a shadow, always there, always waiting to reveal itself when you least expect it. The phone buzzes again, cutting through the silence. You hesitate, your hand hovering above the screen, unsure if you're ready to face it. But you know that you have to. You've already opened the door to the past. There's no turning back. With trembling fingers, you pick up the phone. The message reads, "You're not done yet." The words hit you like a punch to the gut, and the breath leaves your lungs. You try to steady yourself, but the shaking in your hands won't stop. You're not done yet. What does that even mean? Your mind races, heart pounding, but there's a part of you that already knows. You haven't finished what you started. You haven't faced what you've been avoiding all these years. Another message. The story doesn't end with her. It ends with you. You freeze. It ends with you. The words haunt you. There's no escaping the fact that you've been playing a part in this story all along. You were never just an innocent bystander. You've always been in control, always been the one pulling the strings. The moment you walked into that room, you sealed your fate. But it wasn't just about the woman in the window. It was about you. Another message comes in, but this one is different. It's an address you recognize. The one place you swore you'd never go back to, the house where it all began. The house where she disappeared. You swallow hard, your throat dry. As the weight of the truth presses in on you, the address stares back at you from the screen. A destination you can't ignore. A place you've been avoiding for so long, but you know you have to go back. The key feels heavier in your hand now. It's cold metal pressing against your skin like a reminder of the choices you've made, the choices you've been running from. You don't have a choice anymore. You stand up, your knees weak beneath you, and as you approach the door, you hesitate. There's something in the air, something that tells you that whatever happens next, you won't be able to undo it. The truth will be laid bare, and there's no turning back. You open the door, stepping out into the night, the storm having passed, but the darkness remains. The rain has stopped, but the air is thick with the tension of everything you've never wanted to confront. You know where you're going. You know what you have to face. The house. It's the place where you started, and it's where this story will end. But the question still lingers. What are you going to find when you get there? You don't know, but you're about to find out. The truth isn't a release. It's a cage. A cage that has been waiting for you to return. And now, you're walking right into it. You take a deep breath, holding onto the key like a lifeline, and step into the night. The house is waiting. The house of echoes. The walk to the house is slower than you expect. Each step dragging you deeper into the past, deeper into the trap you've been running from for so long. The street is empty. The city around you untouched by the storm that just passed. But inside, it feels like the world has stopped turning. The address on your phone is still burning in your mind. Each letter a brand on your soul. You remember this house. You remember the way it smelled, the stale air, the hint of something old and forgotten. You remember the sound of the creaking floorboards, the way the walls seemed to whisper when the wind blew through the cracked windows. It was never a home. It was a prison. The closer you get, the heavier your feet feel, like they're sinking into the pavement, pulling you back. You stop in front of the gate, the rusted iron bars creaking in the wind as if they're welcoming you back. You hesitate for just a moment, but then You step forward. The gate is unlocked, as though it's been waiting for you to return. The house looms in front of you, darker than you remember. The windows staring at you like eyes. You reach for the door, your hand shaking as you twist the knob, but it opens with ease. It shouldn't have been that easy. Inside, the air is stale, thick with the dust of years gone by. The faint scent of mildew and old wood fills your nostrils. Everything is exactly as you left it, or as you remembered it. The living room, the hallway, the stairs, everything frozen in time, as though nothing has changed since you were last here. You don't know why you came back. You don't know what you expect to find. The house is empty, of course it is. No one's lived here for years, but the silence is almost suffocating. It's a silence that knows you, a silence that has been waiting for you to return. You walk through the house, your footsteps loud against the creaking floorboards. The walls seem to close in around you, the shadows lengthening as if they're alive, reaching out to you. You can't shake the feeling that something is watching you, something you can't see, but it's there, lurking in the corners of the rooms. And then you reach the door, the one that leads to the basement, the place you swore you'd never go again. You stand in front of it for a moment, your hand resting on the cold metal handle. You don't want to open it. You don't want to know what's behind it. But you know, you have no choice. You've walked into this house because you needed to know the truth. You can't leave until you face it. You turn the handle, the door creaking open, and the darkness inside hits you like a wall. The basement is the same as you remember it, cold, damp, and empty. But this time, it feels different. It feels alive. A light flickers on in the far corner, casting long shadows across the floor. And there, lying in the center of the room, is a small wooden box. Your heart races as you move toward it. The box is old, scratched and worn, like it's been waiting for you to find it. You don't know what's inside, but you feel the weight of it, the weight of what it means. You open the box, the hinges creaking as you lift the lid. Inside, there's a stack of photographs, all of them old, their edges curled with age. The first one you pull out is a picture of you young, innocent, your eyes bright and full of life. But there's something else, a figure standing behind you, a shadow in the background. You don't recognize the face at first, but then it hits you. It's her, the woman who disappeared. Her face is blurry, indistinct, but you can see the outline of her figure, standing there, just out of focus, as though she was never meant to be seen. The realization hits you like a freight train. She was always there, watching, waiting. But why? You reach for the next photograph, your fingers trembling as you pull it out. This one is different. It's a picture of the house, the same one you're standing in, except this one shows it in a different light. The windows are darker, the shadows deeper. There's a sense of something wrong about it, something you can't put your finger on. But it's not the house that catches your attention. It's the figure standing in the doorway. It's you. The photograph is old, but you can see it clearly now. Your face, younger, but unmistakable. You're standing in the doorway of the house, but there's something unsettling about it. The way you're looking at the camera, the way you're standing, it's like you're waiting for someone, waiting for something to happen. You stagger back, your heart pounding in your chest. The photographs are a memory you never wanted to face, a reminder of a past you thought you had buried. But it's all here now, staring you in the face. The truth is too much to bear, but it's here, in these photographs, in the box, in the basement. And as the last photograph slips from your fingers and falls to the floor, you finally understand. The woman in the window, the silence, The lies, it was all leading you here, to the place where it began, to the place where you buried the truth. And now, it's time to face it. The truth in the mirror. The basement feels colder now, as if the darkness around you is closing in, suffocating you. The photographs lie scattered across the floor, their edges curled, faces blurred by time, but their weight presses on you, pulling you deeper into the truth you've spent so long running from. The key is still in your hand, cold and heavy, and the presence of it fills you with a sense of inevitability. You've reached the place where everything started, where the story you've been trying to outrun began to unravel. But the puzzle pieces that seemed so clear are now splintered, scattered across the room like the photos. You take a deep breath, trying to steady yourself, but the air is too thick, too heavy. The room seems to pulse with something you can't explain, and your own heartbeat thunders in your ears. You look down at the photos again, but this time your gaze shifts, catching a glimpse of something in the corner of the basement. A tall, freestanding mirror. The reflection is fractured, obscured by dust and age, but there's something about it that draws you in. You step toward it slowly, your feet dragging, reluctant, but you know you have to look. The mirror is old, the frame dark and chipped, but as you get closer, the sense of dread intensifies. It's like the mirror has been waiting for you. It feels alive, like it's watching you, pulling you toward it. You stop just in front of it, staring at your reflection. At first, you barely recognize yourself. Your eyes are dull, tired. You've seen the exhaustion in your reflection before, but it's different now. There's something more to it, something deeper, darker. And then the shift happens. The image in the mirror flickers, like static on a television. And for a moment, it's as if you're not looking at yourself anymore. The figure in the mirror starts to change. The face becomes sharper, more defined. But it's not your face. It's her face. You take a step back, your breath catching in your throat. No, you shake your head, your fingers reaching out to touch the glass. This can't be happening, but it's there. Her face staring back at you, her eyes wide and full of something you can't quite place. Fear, anger. Her lips move, but no sound escapes. The silence presses against your ears, suffocating you. She's speaking, but the words are lost in the air between you, muffled, unreachable. You reach out, your hand shaking as you place it against the glass, but your reflection doesn't move with you. Her eyes remain locked on yours, unblinking. You try again, more urgently this time. What do you want, you ask, but the words feel foreign on your tongue, like you're not speaking to her at all. You're speaking to yourself. And then, in the reflection, something shifts. Your own face fades from the glass, leaving only hers. Her mouth opens, and finally, you hear the words you knew. The voice is cold, distant, but it cuts through you like a blade. Your chest tightens, and you stagger back, your head spinning. The mirror flickers again, and in the blink of an eye, you see the truth. You see it all. The night she disappeared, the silence you left behind, the lies you told yourself, telling yourself it wasn't your fault, the lies you've been running from for years. It wasn't just the woman who disappeared. It was you. You've been hiding from your own reflection, from the truth that's always been there. The key wasn't just for the house. It was for the door inside your mind, the door you've kept locked, pretending that the past was buried. But the past doesn't die. It follows you. And now, standing before the mirror, you see it for what it truly is. The truth isn't something waiting to be uncovered. It's a part of you, woven into every memory, every moment. You've always known. The confession wasn't hers, it was yours. The guilt you've been carrying isn't about what you didn't do, it's about what you did. The reflection in the mirror fades, leaving only your own face staring back at you. But it's not the same. It's different now, marked by the weight of the truth. The silence isn't deafening anymore. It's loud. It's crushing. You feel the weight lift from your chest, but it's replaced by something darker, something more suffocating. The mirror cracks. Shards of glass fall to the floor. The sound of it, sharp, loud, almost deafening. You don't move. You just watch as the cracks spider out, splitting the reflection, breaking it into pieces. And then, in the center of the broken glass, you see her again, her eyes locked onto yours. But this time, they're not filled with anger. They're filled with something else, something you never expected to see: forgiveness. The shattered truth, the shards of the broken mirror scatter across the floor, the sound of their sharp, brittle breakage still echoing in your mind. You stand motionless, staring at the pieces, but something inside you feels different now, like the silence in the room has become too loud. It's as if the mirror didn't just shatter, you did too. Your reflection is gone, but you can still feel her presence, like a ghost lingering in the room. The woman in the window, the silence that's haunted you, and the woman who has returned to demand the truth from you. It's all a twisted cycle, a knot you've tried to untangle. But the more you pull, the tighter it gets. You can still hear her voice in your mind. You knew. The words echo in the empty space, reverberating off the walls, until they almost feel like a physical weight pressing against your chest. You knew. You take a slow, shaky step back, but the room feels smaller, more suffocating, as if the air itself has thickened with everything you've just realized. The truth doesn't bring relief, it brings weight. The photograph, the key, the broken mirror, they were never just symbols of the past. They were portals to something darker, something deeper than you could ever have imagined. And now that you've crossed into this place of truth, there's no way back. You turn your gaze away from the broken glass on the floor and look around the room, your eyes catching on the door to the basement, the same door that led you into this house, into this nightmare. But it's not the door you're drawn to now. It's the desk, the one you passed on your way in, half hidden behind the dust and forgotten papers. There's something in the drawer. You know it before you open it. It's a piece of the puzzle you've been avoiding, a detail you didn't want to face. Your hand reaches for the drawer handle, your fingers brushing the cold metal. The drawer pulls open with an almost audible groan, and inside you find a thick stack of papers. You hesitate, but then you reach in, your breath shallow. As you pull them out, the edges crinkle, the smell of old paper filling your nostrils. It's a journal, your journal. You flip through the pages, each one filled with your own handwriting, frantic, scattered, but unmistakably yours. The words blur before your eyes as your heart races. You can feel the weight of every sentence, every confession you've buried in here. The first few pages are filled with mundane details, dates, times, appointments, but then they shift. The writing grows darker. I can't escape it. I don't know how to stop. The silence is suffocating me, but I can't tell anyone. I can't let them know what I've done. Your hands tremble as you turn the pages faster now, the words blurring together, the truth rushing toward you, too fast, too sharp, and then you find it. The final entry, the one you've been avoiding. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. I killed her, but it wasn't intentional. She made me do it. She made me. The rest of the words are smudged, barely legible, but it doesn't matter. You don't need them. You know. You've always known. You killed her. The woman in the window. The silence. The guilt. It's all part of the same story. The story of a person you've been trying to forget. The person you became when the truth was too hard to face. You slammed the journal shut, your hands shaking uncontrollably now. You've known this for years, but seeing it in black and white is something else entirely. The weight of it is crushing, suffocating, and then you hear it. A knock at the door. The sound is soft, but it's unmistakable. You've been waiting for this. You've known it was coming. And yet, when it finally happens, you can't move. You can't breathe. You glance at the door. The same door that she walked through. The door that led you to this point. The key is still in your hand. The cold metal, now a stark reminder of everything you've done. You can't run anymore. You can't hide from the truth. You stand up. The weight of the journal still heavy in your hand. You know what you have to do. The truth is here, in your hands, in the house, in the shattered mirror. You walk toward the door. Each step feels like it's leading you towards something inevitable, something final. The air around you is thick, charged with the energy of a storm. You can't stop. The knock comes again, louder this time. You take a deep breath and turn the handle. And when the door swings open, you're not surprised to see her standing there. The final confrontation. She stands there in the doorway, bathed in the dim light of the hallway, her silhouette sharp and defined against the darkness outside. Her eyes lock onto yours, and for a moment, time seems to freeze. The storm that's been raging inside your chest, the confusion, the guilt, the fear, it all seems to stop in this instant. For the first time, you see her clearly, as if she's been waiting for you to truly look at her, to see the truth that's been hidden all along. You knew it would come to this, she says softly, her voice low and measured. You've been running for so long, but you can't hide anymore. You feel the weight of her words press against you. Like a heavy fog you can't push away. Your throat tightens, the lump in it growing, but you force yourself to speak. No, I didn't want this, you say, the words barely escaping your lips. I never meant for any of this to happen. She tilts her head slightly, studying you with an intensity that makes your skin crawl. You didn't mean to. Her lips curl into a faint smile, but there's nothing comforting about it. It doesn't matter what you meant. The truth doesn't care about your intentions. It only cares about what you did. The words hit you like a slap, and you stagger back, your mind racing. She's right. You know. You've always known. It doesn't matter what you meant to do. It doesn't matter how many times you tried to lie to yourself or others. The truth has a way of breaking through everything. And now, there's no escaping it. I didn't. You falter, the weight of the words heavy in your mouth. I didn't want to hurt you. She takes a step forward, her movements slow, deliberate. But you did. You did it. You thought you could erase me? You thought that if you pretended I was gone, the truth would stay buried. You want to deny it, to scream that you never meant for any of this to happen. But the reality is here, staring you in the face. You did this. You were the one who walked away, the one who ignored the signs, the one who convinced yourself that silence would protect you. Her eyes narrow, and for a moment, the quiet in the room is suffocating. It's as if she's waiting for you to accept it, waiting for you to stop running and finally see what's been in front of you all this time. I didn't know, you say, but it sounds weak, even to you. I didn't know how much I had hurt you. I didn't know that you were the one who killed me. Her voice is sharp, cutting through the fog of your confusion. You've been lying to yourself for so long. The silence was the lie. You silenced me because you couldn't face what you did. But now, here we are. The words sting, each one hitting its mark, and you can feel your knees begin to buckle beneath you. You reach out, bracing yourself against the doorframe, your hand shaking with the effort. You want to collapse, to fall to the floor and make it stop, but you know that's not an option. There's no running now, no turning back. The silence between you stretches on, thick and oppressive. You glance at the floor, at the scattered photographs, the broken glass from the mirror, the journal you abandoned. The remnants of the truth lie all around you, and you realize that this is it. This is the moment when everything comes crashing down. You were never going to escape, she says, her voice calm now, like she's explaining something inevitable. The truth is inescapable. You had to face it. You always knew it would end this way. You feel the heat of tears rising in your chest, but you force them back, swallowing the raw, jagged lump in your throat. The truth is here, all around you. The lies you told yourself, the stories you spun to avoid facing the reality of your actions, they're all gone now. The guilt, the regret, it's all there. In her eyes, in her voice, in the silence between you. She's been waiting for you to face it, to finally admit what you've known all along. I didn't want to hurt you. You repeat, the words coming out more fragile this time. But I did, and I can't undo it. Her eyes soften, but only slightly, and she steps closer, just a few inches from you now. The air between you is thick, heavy with the weight of everything that's been said. She studies you for a long moment, her gaze piercing, and then she speaks again, quieter this time. You can't undo it, but you can face it. The words hang in the air between you, heavy and final. She doesn't need to say anything more. The truth is out. You faced it, and now there's no escaping it. The silence fills the room again, but this time it's different. It's not oppressive. It's not suffocating. It's the silence of acceptance. The silence of everything you've been running from finally crashing down around you. You stand there, face to face with her, with the woman who has been a ghost in your life, a shadow that has been following you for years. You don't know how long you stand there, but you finally manage to speak. I'm sorry, you whisper, the words tasting like ash in your mouth. But it's too late. She looks at you one last time, her gaze steady. Yes, she says, a faint smile flickering on her lips. It's too late, but you're free now. The truth has freed you, and in that freedom, there's a finality, a closure you never thought you'd find. The silence is no longer a prison. It's your release, the escape. The room feels different now, almost peaceful, as if the air has cleared, or perhaps you have. You stand there, still facing her, but the weight in your chest is no longer suffocating. It's heavy, yes, but it's not the same. It's a weight you can carry now, a truth you finally accepted. She looks at you one last time, her expression softening, almost with something like pity or understanding. It's hard to tell, but whatever it is, it feels like the end, a full circle that's been completed, the narrative resolved. You've faced the truth. You've been freed by it. In a way. I'm sorry, you repeat, the words falling from your lips again, but this time they don't sound quite as empty. For everything, for what I did, for what I made you do. She doesn't say anything for a long time. Her eyes search yours, studying you, and then, slowly, she steps back, taking a breath. Her lips part, as if she's about to speak, but then she closes them again. There's nothing left to say. Finally, she nods, almost imperceptibly. It's done. You watch her for a moment longer, but there's nothing more to be said. No more lies to untangle, no more apologies to make. The silence between you is final. With a soft exhale, you turn away, your hand brushing against the doorframe as you step back into the hallway. The house feels different now, not just in the way the rooms look or the way the light feels, but in the way it feels. It no longer holds you. You've been freed, and yet there's something bittersweet in that freedom. You make your way down the hallway, your footsteps steady but heavy. You can still hear her voice, but it's fading now, growing quieter with each step you take. The house has swallowed her once more, and with it, the final chapter of a story you've been avoiding for too long. You reach the door. The key is still in your hand, but it no longer feels like it controls you. You stand there for a moment, looking at it, the weight of it in your palm, the key to the house, to the truth, to everything that's been suffocating you for years. You don't need it anymore. With a simple motion, you drop it into the drawer by the door, and you leave it behind. The street outside is quiet. The rain has stopped, and the night air feels cooler, cleaner. It's a strange sense of relief, but it's the kind that feels like a beginning, not an end. The world outside feels bigger now, almost as if there's space to breathe, space to move. You walk down the street, the lights from the city illuminating the path before you. For the first time in a long while, you feel like you're no longer trapped in the past. The truth has opened a door for you, and now you have the chance to walk through it. But with that chance comes something else, a choice. You can keep walking and leave it all behind, or you can turn back and face the consequences of the life you've left behind. The choice is yours now. You keep walking, and as you do, the city around you seems to shift, to breathe with you, as though it's waiting for the next step, for the next chapter. The silence that once held you prisoner is now your freedom. And though the truth remains heavy in your chest, it's a burden you can carry, because you've learned something tonight. The past doesn't own you anymore, and the truth, no matter how loud it is, can never silence your future. End of script. Sleep well and watch your back.